Welcome to Yank Your Mets, the podcast that covers all things Yankees and Mets. I'm your host, Phil Wolf, joined as always by my co-host, Chad Vossen. Chad, how are you? It's been a while.
It's been a minute. Yeah,
It has
delightful.
It's been several minutes.
Several minutes. Many minutes. Lots of minutes.
I've lost count of how many minutes have passed since our last recording.
Yeah, because for the first 6,000, I was like, okay, that's 5,906, 5,907, and then all of a sudden it was over.
Well, speaking of things that are over, the baseball season has come to a close. This is now, 2 weeks, going on 2 weeks now.
2 weeks.
Yeah. I was captivated by the World Series, and we'll get into that a little bit. Did you watch much of the World Series?
I did, I normally don't. Like, as soon as the Mets are out, I'm just like, fuck it, I don't care, like, whatever. But I did watch. I was intrigued. Maybe it was because there was an entire nation against LA. I don't know. Maybe it was just interesting in that capacity.
Yeah. So you're not the kind of fan that will watch baseball or any sport just because your team isn't in it. Like if the Islanders were out, would you watch hockey?
No, I typically
Jets,
don't.
Super Bowl? No. Football's a little bit. Football's a little different.
The Jets in the Super Bowl? Come on. What are you, drunk?
As a matter of fact.
Yeah.
But I mean, if the Jets, like, you watch the Super Bowl is kind of an oddity in that respect because it's such an event
I watch for
thing.
the commercials.
You watch? You watch for the ads. But would you watch the AFC Championship game even though the Jets weren't in it? Does it mean anything to you?
I don't know why. I've always been a snot like that. Like, I love the game, and like, don't get me wrong. If I'm like at a bar or whatever where it's on, I'm not going to turn it off. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, because I don't have any vested interest. Like,
right.
I don't care if it's the Reds and the Dodgers, or like, I'm just like, whatever. Like, I do like the game, and if it's on, I'll watch it. But
yeah. I was curious. I am the kind of fan, I think, that watches, just religiously, certainly if the Yankees are in it. And, but because I love baseball so much, I needed to watch it. And I think in years past, the difference had been that, well, at least I have football, to kind of occupy my time. But I quit the NFL like 3 or 4 years ago. So I don't get excited or I get up for it anymore. So baseball was like, once it was the World Series, I told myself this is the last baseball I'll get to watch for the rest of the year, until spring training. So like, I want to make the most of it. But I think I was just genuinely intrigued by the matchup. Certainly the Dodgers, big market team, having beat the Yankees the year before. I definitely wanted to see them lose. And the Blue Jays had just been playing so well that I thought it was going to be a really good matchup. And it was, one of the best in recent memory. I can't think of another World Series that had me on the edge of my seat without my team being in it.
Yeah, I cannot think of a more dramatic World Series off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Or the bottom of my head either.
Yeah. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it. And before we get into it, I'll say that what took me by surprise, what baffled me was the amount of Yankee fans I saw either rooting for the Dodgers or uncertain as to who they wanted to lose more.
Yeah.
And as a Yankees fan, I couldn't wrap my head around that because there are so many reasons to root against the Dodgers and root for the Blue Jays. I mean, all of the reasons, really. I can't think of a single reason why you would root for the Dodgers. I mean, this goes back decades. It's New York versus Los Angeles. It's
New York against Brooklyn.
It's New York against Brooklyn, right? It's the Yankees v. Dodgers. It's New York, LA. It's Shohei v. Judge, even though Judge wasn't in the World Series. Like, Shohei and Judge are arguably the two biggest stars in the sport, and I don't know. There's a sort of a natural rivalry between the two. Mm-hmm. And having LA having won the year before, nobody wanted to see them repeat unless you were a Dodgers fan.
Yeah.
But I think that the single most important reason was Don Mattingly. You had to root for Don Mattingly. If you're a Yankees fan, how could you not want Donnie Baseball to win a World Series ring? I just didn't understand. And then it struck me, most of these fans, a lot of these fans, are probably not even old enough to remember Don Mattingly playing. I mean, I'm kind of right at that age.
Yeah.
And so I get it. Like, who's Don Mattingly to these guys that, grew up watching like the late 2000 Yankees playing? Like, Don Mattingly was a distant memory even by then. So
yeah.
But by and large, I think most Yankees fans were either indifferent or were probably siding on the side of the Blue Jays. The other thing being that the Yankees and Blue Jays had never played each other in the postseason before. This was the very first year. So it wasn't like, there was history behind these teams squaring off in the postseason. And even during the regular season, although they whooped us this year, I don't feel like the Blue Jays occupy the same space as even, the Red Sox, the Rays, or even the Orioles, who we've seen in the postseason year after year and who always, seemingly find a way to beat us. The Blue Jays are kind of at the bottom of that tier. Now, maybe that changes after this year because it looks like they're going to be good for a long time. And I might be singing a different tune next year. But had it been Dodgers, Red Sox, all right, I'm probably rooting for the Dodgers. Or I might have been in that, I don't really give a shit camp. But anybody but the Dodgers, so that's where I stood.
Can I make an admission?
Yeah.
I told myself that I wanted the Blue Jays to win. And then they were up 3-2, and I found myself being like, I hope the Dodgers kind of ball this out. And I wasn't expecting that. I kind of because I don't like the Dodgers. But again, they're so, they're in the West. Yeah, sure, 88, that stung. I don't like the Dodgers, especially after they signed basically every Japanese pitcher that I wanted to come to the Mets. But I've for whatever reason, and this is, call this, I don't know what it is, but I wanted the Dodgers to win so the Mets could beat them next year. I want the Mets to be the ones to break that streak.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
I think so. Yeah, I think there's something to that. I mean, certainly having a rival like that, although the Dodgers aren't really a direct rival of the Mets, it kind of puts a target on their back for the teams that you would think would compete. And the Mets are certainly one of those teams. I kind of felt the same way about the Blue Jays winning. It's I'd rather my team lose to the eventual World Series winner. And it's nicer to say, we lost to the Blue Jays and they won the World Series. I think every team that's eliminated us in the postseason over the last 6 years has gone on to win the World Series. It's been Houston, it's been Boston, it's been whoever. So
the Dodgers.
The Dodgers, yeah. So on that front, certainly I was rooting for Toronto. But I think it just motivates you, especially within the division. You feel like there's an extra motivation and incentive to go out and try to beat that team. Now they are setting the standard now. The Blue Jays are the standard in the American League. What do we do to beat the Blue Jays? If you're the Mets, how do we overcome the Dodgers, right? So we should get into that because I think there's a lot of key players and free agents that both of our teams are targeting that could make some serious impact for these teams. We want to talk about the World Series. We'll talk about those free agents. And then we have a special guest today, Chad. This is a guest who I think you'll know. And yeah, I think you'll know. And he's going to join us a little later in the program. He couldn't be here live, so he sent a pre-recorded message, which I will play for you when the time is right. But so fasten your seatbelts.
All right, can you at least tell me what fan base is he from?
He's from the Mets fan base.
Oh,
he is Team Mets. Does that help? I mean, I guess it narrows it down.
No, it doesn't. No. Not at all.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
All right, so we talked about the World Series a little bit. One of the things that jumped out to me with both teams, first, it's just refreshing to see great baseball, and both teams just played so well. And I would argue, and I think that maybe a lot of people would, that the Jays were the better team. And I don't think it happens very often where the better team. Now the Dodgers have the star power, and they might have the more talent. But the Blue Jays, I think, were clearly the better team and had every opportunity to win that series. And through no fault of their own, really, ended up losing it because the Dodgers just made the extra play, hit the extra home run.
They didn't give in.
They didn't give in. This was a wild World Series from start to finish. But one of the things that jumped out to me was that it was played kind of in an old school fashion where starting pitchers just went as deep as they could. And credit to the managers for letting their guys go. I think even in Game 5, which the Dodgers lost, Blake Snell was on the mound. He had given up 3 or 4 runs, but he pitched I forget what it was. I think he pitched like into the 6th inning. And like, you just don't see that.
Especially on the Mets.
Especially on the Mets. You just don't see that very often, if at all. I know the postseasons play differently, but it was nice to see managers trust their guys to go the extra mile, even in instances where it was clear they didn't have it. In the Dodgers case, their bullpen's not that strong, so I don't think they had as many options.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you that you can get by, and your starting staff can get through these middle to late innings if you just like let them go a little bit.
Find out, roll the dice.
Right?
I mean, I feel for Yamamoto though. Is that guy going to be ruined next year?
If he is, does it matter? He's won back-to-back World Series, right? I mean, I guess if you're the Dodgers, you don't want to ruin him, but like. Case in point, what a play. What a play. Winning 6 and 7, 3 wins in a 7-game series, starting game 6 and closing game 7. Unbelievable.
And it wasn't closing. It wasn't like an inning. I mean,
no, he pitched like the last 2 or 3 innings.
Yeah, it was the last 3. It's just like, oh my God, this guy's arm's going to fall off. I find that shocking. I mean, that is old school, but I do worry. Maybe it's because the Matt Harvey situation or whatever, but I do worry for Yamamoto's season next year. Maybe start him on the, bring him in. I don't know, but that was some old school baseball there.
Yeah.
That was some like pitchers when they used to go 250, 300 innings like that. That was old school baseball.
Yeah.
Even then, I don't think like the Mets ever pulled like Seaver or Ryan out to do that kind of move. Whew.
No. Well, you texted me something interesting about the Dodgers. I think the last time they did this, the last Dodger pitcher, maybe the last pitcher overall, you referenced Orel Hershiser.
Oh yeah.
Did he get 3 wins in the 88 series in a short series?
I think he may have. I know he won the World Series MVP. And I'm pretty sure I just remember him like I was just like, is there any other pitcher on the staff? Like he was just out every game. And again, I haven't watched any of them since 1988. But I just remember Orel Hershiser being out like every game, and he just was lights out. Yeah.
Well, Yamamoto was the only guy they couldn't hit. They got to Ohtani early. He was pitching off 3 days rest. Everyone else they touched up at some point or another. And this was a staff that had come in pretty dominant. I mean, Blake Snell had gone deep into a couple of games, and then he got touched up. Shohei got touched up. Glasnow, and the Dodgers probably would have been the first team to tell you that they didn't have the bullpen, so they had to go to their starters. And credit to them, they built up this rotation in the off season this reason.
That rotation is nasty. You just rattle off 5 guys like, oh, Tyler Glasnow, he's probably their number 5 starter. Yeah. Like that's insane. So like I don't pity them that much for not having a bullpen because they have like the deepest rotation in baseball.
Yeah.
Who else does Tyler Glasnow as a number 5 or a Tyler Glasnow as a number 5?
Shohei as a number 4. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. But they did it, and they didn't have the pen. But it's not easy for starting pitchers to come out and do that. But somehow they just all fit into those lanes seamlessly. I mean, if this were the Yankees, I don't know that we could pull off the same thing. Even with the rotation we have, I don't know that I would trust Max Fried coming in the 7th or 8th inning to close a game out and get a win in game 7. He's never been in that situation, so I don't know. But Dave Roberts had this guys ready to go. And it didn't matter who he called on; they were ready. That
guy, to me, does not get the recognition that he should. I mean,
Agreed.
I mean, like Tony La Russa. I mean, dude's got baseball games named after him and all that, and. I mean, that guy's just like calling the bullpen when nobody's there. Like he's out to lunch. And Dave Roberts, man, that guy, I mean, talk about pressure and navigating just A, the season, and B, the playoffs. And just that guy just makes the right decisions. And I mean, granted I know Dave Roberts had your number a little bit. What was What year was
04.
that? 04? Yeah, 04.
04, yeah. He's beat us every which way.
He's kind of taking care of business. But man, that guy just pushes the right buttons.
He does. He absolutely does.
And pushes your button.
He does. And he's not a guy I can really hate, as bad as he's beaten us with the Red Sox and the Dodgers. He feels like a good baseball guy. And I don't hate this Dodger team. I didn't hate him this year. I didn't hate him when they beat us. I hated that they talked a lot of trash, but we kind of deserved it. I mean, we played so sloppily. I'd shit on us if we did that. But just incredible. And on the other side too, John Schneider managed a hell of a series.
He
also had kind of a lot of unprovens. I mean, Max Scherzer hadn't really pitched for most of the year, and you didn't really know what you were going to get with him, but Mad Max came back and showed up well. Their rotation, they were kind of on the flip side. They had some nice bullpen pieces, but didn't necessarily have the strength in the starting rotation. But Trey Savage is going to be just a stud, I think, for them long term. They got to lock him up, and Max Scherzer, coming and obviously I mentioned Max Scherzer, but then what's the guy's name? Shane Bieber coming out and having a big game after coming back from injury.
Not in the game seven.
But he pitched well to get them there, big game pitcher throughout.
Yeah, no, I agree. I really do wonder about the younger pitch. What was Savage's career innings pitched high? Now,
Savage?
I don't expect you to know that. Good, I just worry about you don't have that. That was 138 innings back in 2023. I worry about these young pitchers that go deep, especially with the expanded playoffs and the amount of pitching and innings that they're logging now. I mean, I'm not going to, all those Mets pitchers after that 2015, they all kind of just broke down after that. All of them. Are you all right?
Sorry. Yeah. No, I'm just looking at Savage's numbers and can't believe it.
It's just blowing you away.
Blowing me away. It's a legitimate concern. And I think when you're at that point in the World Series, you sort of shoot first, ask questions later. It's like, just get me through it. Savage had been so dominant with that one game kind of set aside where he didn't have it. I think in the game two. Game two. His career high innings pitched was in 2025. I mean, he pitched 98 innings all of 2025, and in 24 he had pitched 93 innings. So he had pitched more innings this year across four.
Up and down though. Was he only in the minors last year?
No, he was in the minors this year. He pitched.
He started in A-ball, right?
Yeah, he started in A-ball. He pitched 14 innings for the Blue Jays. The entire regular season, 98 in total. So, and then add to that, what he pitched in the postseason. This guy is lights. I mean, he's kind of like the Schlittler, right? He starts in Double-A minor leagues, low minor leagues, and then finds himself pitching big games in the postseason with that overhand just coming at you from 80 degrees. I mean, it's so nuts. Anyway,
it is.
Savage.
I do worry about those younger pitchers though going that many innings for that long. And I wouldn't have worried about this in the 90s. I don't even think I would have thought about it. Oh my gosh, these pitchers are going so because they would throw 200 innings or whatever. I mean, now it's you hit 150 and you're a god.
It's a lot. Yeah. And I think it's something they'll watch. I mean, I'm reminded of, Steven Strasburg and when he came up with the Nats and how he was on an innings limit his first year and eventually led the Nationals to a World Series title, winning World Series MVP.
How'd that wind up from afterwards though?
Yeah, I think he pitched a total of
12 innings.
12 innings after that. We'll go with 12. It wasn't very much. I think he appeared in 3 other games.
Yeah,
and that was it. Don't quote me on it, but
I'm going to quote you on it.
Quote me. But you're right. I mean, and that's why it's a concern. You just have to be careful. Strasburg and I'm obviously not being a doctor. I don't know how much of it is release, how hard you throw.
You're not?
I'm not a doctor.
Damn it.
I'm breaking some news here. But Strasburg threw very, very hard. And so I wonder how much like release and, release point and arm angle has to do with that. But pitching in general just puts a tremendous amount of stress on your arm. And, these athletes are creatures of habit. And if you start to break that routine and extend yourself beyond what you're used to, then it does open the door for serious injury. So hopefully, Yamamoto and Savage and all the guys that have ended up pitching a bunch ended up coming out okay on the other side as much as
fun fact, and this doesn't have to wind up in the podcast, but I forget where I was, and Ange does the training, Lisa's sisters, the trainer or whatever. I heard somewhere like that the college coaches for baseball he's like, get my hitters from the south and my pitchers from the north. And why do you think that is?
Well, I would guess that it has to do with temperature and like climate, maybe? You want them pitching in like cold weather?
No, the rationale is because the players up north don't pitch year round. When they're down south, they're always throwing because it's always baseball season.
Right.
But when they're up north, they take half the year off because they're playing another sport or they're doing whatever. They're not outside pitching. So their arms last longer. So that was a quote from one of the guys. Like, I get my hitters from down south and I get my pitchers from up north.
Wow.
It's like, oh shit, that makes a lot of sense.
This is this puts you in the mind of the front offices and GMs that just that have guys like this that probably scout for them that know pitchers from down south, they don't end up turning out the same way as those northern pitchers do.
But then you go to Texas and you get those guys that can throw probably now, like Nolan Ryan was still probably hitting 85, 90 and he could probably give you 100 innings.
I have no doubt that Nolan Ryan can still throw 85, 90 miles an hour. And if I'm the Mets, I might, take a flyer.
I'd be interested. Bring him back, bring him full circle.
A dual Nolan rotation. No, that's funny. But so great World Series overall. It was refreshing to see for all the reasons we mentioned. And had some former Yankees and Mets on those rosters. Not that that swayed us one way or the other, but Chris Bassett, Max Scherzer, obviously Don Mattingly.
I do like Bassett.
Bassett was he's a good guy, and he pitched well. Kind of like another guy that just kind of stepped up and pitched whenever he was needed. Wasn't a starter, but pitched well to plug those gaps and got his team pretty close.
Yeah, that was one non-signing that I did not like. Non-re-signing. I always thought the Mets should have re-signed him.
Yeah, and just coming down to, just close moments. I think in one of the previous podcasts, I talked about how much I loved Ernie Clement and the play that he just, I think the defense was drawn in and he just hit a monster shot over everyone's head. And Pajes, who had just been put in center field as a defensive replacement, runs over Kike Hernandez to make a play that saved the World Series. Yeah, that game is over. The series is over if he doesn't make that catch. And and you're just like, what just happened? I couldn't believe it. And Ernie Clement, how many times have I said Ernie Clement? Ernie Clement, the dude hit 400 in the postseason. Get me more Ernie Clement.
Oh my God, get Ernie Clement all day. But crap, and now I can't think of the guy. Who was on third in the bases loaded bottom of the ninth?
IKF.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Yes. Yeah. So he's on third. I've seen, I haven't heard many people tearing him apart like he should be torn apart.
Oh, really?
He didn't go on contact. He didn't go when the pitcher threw the ball. And he went feet first.
There's been some death threats, I think, against him for that, and I wouldn't
crazy. Hopefully go that far. That's
but you're right. You're right. That again, a game deciding play on an infield hit that eats Rojas up, slow to get the ball out of his glove, and he still beats IKF, who's in there as a pinch runner. I think he was installed as a pinch runner at first base, got all the way to third and couldn't score on that play. You got to be going. You have to have a secondary lead and you need to be flying down the line on contact.
He was closer to the bag than the third baseman.
He was.
It's like, what the hell are you doing, guy? Like, you are literally Canada's hope and dream right now. If you score on whatever it is, Canada wins. And you are going to be the toast of the town. Oh my God, he beat out the throw. And instead, he's getting death threats. Which I do not condone.
We don't condone that, of course. But I mean, there was a breakdown. It was like the freeze frame showing when the ball was hit, the moment at which contact was made, and IKF is like a step off the bag.
Yeah. Oh God,
bro, you need to be 4 times that distance before like the bat even reaches the ball. Like you need to be down the line. He is not trying to pick you off. He is trying to get this out, and you just screwed the pooch. As a former Yankee, like IKF ate a lot of shit in New York because he, wasn't great defensively, and he was honestly he played pretty well for us. He was a contact hitter when we needed contact hitters, but he just never found a home in New York.
Well, he didn't contact the base.
He didn't contact the base. I did feel kind of bad. I was like, oh, he's settled in here in Toronto, and look at him now. He's going to win the World Series, and he becomes just a part of this very pivotal play that ends up costing them. The other thing that I'll say about the World Series, and you and I have talked a lot about this with respect to kind of the swing and miss nature of baseball and the all or nothing approach that a lot of these teams have. We shit talk. I shit talk the Yankees for trying to be too home run heavy. But it was home runs that made the difference in the series. It was the Rojas home run. It was the Muncy home run. It was every home run that Vlad hit. The Dodgers out homered the Blue Jays in this series. I think, although the Blue Jays offense performed better overall, but that just goes to show you the importance of the home run, where I find, where I kind of draw the line there and would urge the Yankees to take a page out of both the Blue Jays and Dodgers books, is the approach. When Rojas was talked about his home run, the first thing he said was, I wasn't trying to hit a home run. When Vladdy hit a couple of big home runs in the championship series and the World Series, he would tell you, I wasn't trying to hit a home run. I was trying to get the runner in from third. They just happened to hit home runs. So I'm not negating the importance of having that home run.
Yeah.
You just have to be
not
trying to hit the home run. You have to be just putting bat on the ball, and both teams did that in the most crucial spot. And I hope that's a lesson for the Yankees and even the Mets to say, look, get good wood on the ball, make contact, put the ball in play, because the Blue Jays had been doing that all series, all postseason. Put the ball in play. All season. Ernie Clement hit 640 against the Yankees. Why? He just kept putting the ball in play. Bloop single, double, home run on occasion. I mean, you cannot be trying to hit home runs. And the difference between the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Blue Jays is that the Yankees try to hit home runs. You have to change your approach. You have to, be level through the zone, keep the bat in the zone longer, get good wood on the ball, and good things will happen. I don't think anyone considers Vlad a home run hitter. He had 20 plus 30 home runs right in a season. He's got the pop, certainly, but he hits home runs because he's a good hitter, not because he's a home run hitter. And I think that's where the Yankees have been lacking in that department.
Yeah. Hear. I'll drink to that.
Hear. All right. Enough about the World Series. We weren't in it, so who cares?
Oh, that's my World Series summary. Oh, were the Mets in it? No, they weren't. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Let's talk a little bit about the free agents, because
let's not.
Both of us need to make changes, and the question is just how many changes do we need to make? Where do you stand? I mean, I think we said, I've been very clear about I don't think the Mets should re-sign Alonso. I think you are in the let's re-sign Alonso camp. Has the World Series changed that at all? Do you still want Alonso? Do you feel any differently about your roster and who you want to be targeting into the offseason?
The more I think about it, the more confused I get. Just because this is a really difficult, pivotal, whatever the heck you want to call it, offseason for the Mets. You got Diaz and Alonso, who are huge parts of the team. You probably should re-sign them, but are you going to? I don't know. Because the problem with both of them is you're going to lose Diaz. Who's better?
Yeah.
Where
nobody.
are you getting a better closer than Edwin Diaz? You're not. You lose Pete. Where are you getting a better first baseman? You're not. You're going to have to give up a lot of assets for him, whoever it is, because you're not signing a better first baseman than Pete.
Or at least not one that has been proven in New York. We've talked a lot about that.
And I don't the Mets and Japanese players, position players, don't have a very good history. I mean, Kaz Matsui, Tsuyoshi Shinjo, it just doesn't work. It doesn't, position Japanese players and the Mets don't work well. I mean, hell, pitchers either. I hesitate to be like, oh yeah, let's bring over this guy and put the world of pressure on him and toss him over at first. Either one of them. And crap, I can't remember either of their names now. It's
Murakami is one.
Murakami, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's the one of the bigger ones.
He's the first, third outfield, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. They cannot do that and be like, that's my guy. Bye, Pete. We're gonna save a few bucks over here. It's just, I just, you guys, to me, they kind of have to re-sign both, but then what? You just run it back with the same team?
Yeah.
No, you can't do that. I mean, so I've heard Cody Bellinger tossed about, oh, let's go get him. He's not leaving.
You can't have Cody. No. You can't. I had anything to say about it, and I don't.
I just don't. He's going to be a Yankee. There's no way he's going to the Mets.
I hope. I mean, I don't take anything for granted. I think it seems like a nice marriage right now. He's expressed interest in staying. Obviously, the Yankees, I think, are making him sort of their number one free agent priority of the players that were on the roster last year. I think, to me, with Alonso, it's what are they willing to give him?
If the dude wants 7 years, screw that.
No. And that's what I think that's what I'm getting at is 7 years too much? Yes. It sounds like it's too much. Sounds like it's too much. What would you be willing to sign Alonso for now? You, Chad Vossen, if you're the manager right now, if you're the general manager, what would you give Alonso?
I would stretch to 5. Stretch to 5. If it's Philly's coming in with, Boston's coming in with, the Giants are coming in with, I would stretch to 5. 6. Oh, gosh. Come on. Now you're talking about a 37-year-old first baseman, 35, 36, 37. Yikes. Half of that contract is just going to be junk.
Well, you mentioned the Phillies, though. Does it matter who the other contenders are? So, if it's Philly and the Mets coming down to 6-7 years, are you going to give them a 6th year if the Phillies are 6, 7? Does that play a role in your decision making at all, or does it really is it more about just this is the line in the sand? I'm not passing 5 years and X amount of dollars.
I don't see how it can't. If the Phillies give him 6 years, $180. I don't know. He can't get more.
Yeah.
I mean, he got 30 last year. So
that's 30. That's fair for Alonso. That is fair for Alonso. Yeah. So that would weigh in your decision making to keep him away from the Phillies versus he's going to go to Boston.
But I don't know. Is that part of the negotiation? Do the agents say the Phillies are the ones giving him? I don't know how that goes. Is that what Boris does? He says it's the Phillies that are offering 6 and 180. What are you going to do to top that?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's negotiation via the media to some extent, right? Because you hear rumblings of, so-and-so's offered this much. I mean, they did the same with Ohtani. He was going to Toronto before he didn't, and he went to Los Angeles. And so
that was horseshit. He was never going to Toronto.
Of course, we know this now, but and I don't think you or I suspected that he was going to, but those things happen. They leak those ideas, those rumors, I think, to, create, that incentive and that urgency for another team, in this instance, the Mets, to say we hear you might have an offer from Philadelphia. We'll give you that extra year, because a guy like Alonso is going to have a lot of potential suitors, I think. You would think, especially if Philly doesn't bring back Schwarber.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're gonna, I mean, who would you rather have, Schwarber or Alonso? I'd way rather have Alonso. At least the guy can touch the field.
Yeah, I'd much rather have Alonso.
I don't know what you do with Harper then, but I mean, also Pete doesn't have the qualifying offer now, so which to me I think is overrated anyway. I don't know what people like, because I feel like the qualifying offer has dropped, right? Like now it's like a second round or some like second or fourth or whatever the hell it is, depending upon the value of the contract that he signs now. I feel like it used to be, might be right. That, it's like that supplemental, like it would be after the first round. So you were to like the Mets got David Wright from, I don't know, it was like Jason, whoever the hell it was. David Wright was that supplemental number 35 overall, which I could see mattering. Like, but if you're talking second or fourth round, who cares? Like,
doesn't matter.
It's all. I mean, even a first round pick. Like, baseball is the biggest crapshoot in the draft. I mean, there's 100%. So many rounds. There's so many there's
so many players.
There's that. So
it's so ridiculous.
Who cares? I don't understand why the qualifying offer matters to these guys, but sure, okay. So now they're saying, oh, there's no qualifying offer. He had a better year last year. Now there's more suitors. But he's also a year older, so like you know, I don't know. I mean, it's what Boston, San Fran, the Phillies, the Mets
as potential suitors,
the Yankees. Yeah. So God,
I don't want any piece of Alonso coming to the Bronx. I don't. We don't need any more swing and miss. We've talked about it that we just don't need it. Not because I don't think he'll hit 35 home runs and drive in 90 plus. I think he's more than capable of doing that. We just don't need more big bat power. We do need more right-handed hitters. And Alonso certainly fits that category, but I mean, the only reason I'd want him is because you took Soto from us, but I don't even want to get into this like tit for tat game. This is not how you win baseball. It's like, you took Soto, we take Pete, you know, like that's not important to me. I'd rather just have good quality players that matter, that show up in the postseason. The things I like about Alonso, obviously the power is attractive, and he's been a relatively healthy player throughout his career,
but he's clutch, like,
and he's come up clutch. He's come up clutch, and in the postseason, in the
postseason when it matters. So, and even in the last game last year, the only guy we're trying to beat, who the hell was it? The fucking Marlins, and bases loaded, and Pete was the only one who got a good swing. Granted, he lined out, but like it was just like he drove it deep. Yeah, like he got the bat on the ball. Like he rises to the occasion, and that's hard in New York. Like if you have a guy that you know can do it. Oh, like I teeter on the fence because I know the back half of that contract is going to be awful. You got to do it. Like who else are you getting?
I don't know. If I'm the Mets, I don't think it's like the end of the world if you re-sign Alonso. You know what you're getting. You just have to make other moves. Like the offense, I don't think is the problem. You have to get pitching. I mean, we've talked about it. And the argument that like, well, you know, if we lose out on Alonso, how are we replacing the 30 home runs? Well, the answer is Kyle Tucker. Like, go get Kyle Tucker and put him in right field and move Soto over to left. And there you go. You've replaced those home runs. Kyle Tucker is going to be the biggest free agent on the market. I think his contract is, you know, projected to be like 10 years, $400+ million, which sounds outrageous. But and it's not someone I'm suggesting that the Yankees go get, because I think there's been a lot of talk about that, Bellinger or Tucker. To me, it's not even close. I want Bellinger all day. But if the Mets lose out on Alonso, like Kyle Tucker feels like a natural fit. He's a great defensive player. He's got speed. He can hit for power, hit for average. You've got the owner to pay that kind of contract. So, you know, and he's younger. So
yeah. All right, so that that's not
something you're excited about.
No, I'm not.
You don't have to be.
I'm not like, oh my god, if this season is a bust if we don't get Kyle Tucker, or this offseason is a bust if we don't get Kyle Tucker. This team needs pitching. Like this team needs starting pitching. If you run it back with Alonso, Pete, or Alonso and Diaz, and then get 2 quality starters, we're making the postseason.
Yeah. Well,
I guess that means Dylan Cease, so you don't have to give up any assets, and you go get Joe Ryan or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that.
Be a good pickup.
And just send Jeff McNeil somewhere.
Just give him to someone
He used
else.
to be my favorite player. I don't know what it is about him.
Well, there was a time, Chad.
It's
not
the
so.
this, like the constant. Like I see that guy throw his helmet in frustration one more time because he got over anxious. He stopped being that opposite field. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, this seems like a pretty good segue into. I want to get into the Yankees free agents too, but now that we're on the subject of Mets free agents, I don't know if you recall in one of our previous episodes, it might have been the last one. We talked about your ideal offseason, which was re-sign Pete, re-sign Diaz, trade Juan Soto. Now, now
the MVP finalist Juan Soto.
The MVP finalist, and so word of your ideal offseason moves got to a member of the Mets broadcast booth. And he wanted to weigh in. And so he sent us a message and he addressed it to you.
Oh, God.
And if you pull up your phone,
You're an asshole.
I'm going to send it to you. And I'd like you to watch it live on camera.
No. What did you do?
We'll cut this in here. Enjoy.
What am I? Oh, what the fuck are you doing to me?
Go ahead and play it so we can all hear.
He's not gonna be happy with me. I already know he's not gonna be happy with me. He's probably gonna say I'm drunk.
Hey there, Chad. It's Keith Hernandez of the SNY broadcast team, and this video is made possible by your friend Phil, a Yankee fan, and he tells me that on his podcast you feel that re-signing Pete and Diaz, and I agree with you there. Trading Soto, I don't think anybody is going to pick up his salary, so you can forget that.
I said if we eat part of the salary.
In terms of what they do, they need to get a frontline starter. They need to re-sign Pete, I feel, and I don't think they can replace his bat. And that's with Soto and him back to back. That's pretty formidable.
I agree.
So I would hope that they would sign him. I don't know how deep Mr.
Cohen.
Cohen's pockets are, but
pretty deep, I think.
It's going to be 2 considerable salaries. And Diaz has really had a solid year as a closer, and you can't win without a closer. So a little bit of a dilemma, isn't it? So we'll see what they do in the offseason. I know it was a very disappointing year for the fans and equally disappointing for the players, I'm sure. And we'll see what they do in the offseason to make the ball club better. It's a tall task for Mr. Stern, so we'll see which way he goes with it. And you keep the faith. All right? Let's go Mets.
Oh, yeah, Keith.
Well, there you go.
Awesome. Yeah, I was.
No one's picking up Soto's contract, Chad. You can forget about trading Juan Soto.
I did say if the Mets ate a good portion of it. That's a big caveat.
I think I forgot to include that little nugget in my message.
That's a very big piece of information because I said this is the only team that can do that. I'm glad you think this is fun. Why would you report that to Keith? He's probably like, what the fuck is this guy thinking?
I don't know. That message from Keith brought to us by Cameo, everybody.
Of
Cameo.
Course. Hell yeah, Keith.
No, I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
Of course I do. That's amazing.
But yeah. So look. So thanks for weighing in there, Keith. Not to mention Pete just won his first Silver Slugger. Let's not forget about that. I think I think you want to get Alonso, and if they re-signed him even for 7 years, there seems like it feels now like one of those contracts you would just kind of have to live with. And to your point, the back end of that might not be great.
Not 7.
Not okay. We'll see what they agree with. But even maybe even the 6th year, who knows if they go 6 or 7. It stands to reason that he's not going to produce to the level that he is now in those later years. But then again, you never know. You never know. He's been relatively healthy. Maybe he's a guy who stands the test of time and plays well up into his late 30s.
I mean, like in today's game, I've been shocked by. I mean, look at Nelson Cruz. That dude was like mashing at 40 in today's game. And when the Islanders re-signed Anders Lee because they had to, I was like, oh boy, the back end of that contract's going to be hard. But man, he had a monster season in year 6 of that last year. So. I just think age isn't as bad. Like it used to be like when they were 30, that was the cliff and they would just go goodbye. Now it's like 35. So maybe you can live with a 6 or 7 year contract.
Yeah. And also just you got to consider the fans too. And the fans want him back. And so is it the right move to bring him back? Only time will tell. But if you're trying to at least keep your fan base happy and come close to repeating what you did now 2 years ago, it stands to reason that, you need Alonso to be a part of that. But there's got to be more moves. There just has to be more moves. To Keith's point, you got to get a frontline starter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's and that's the sort of dilemma. And I know that there's like $90 million coming off, and I believe some of that is Scherzer and or Verlander, one or the other. I know some of that junk is coming off. So okay, cool. That's great. But here's the problem, especially with the Met band. You don't re-sign Pete, and let's say you sign Diaz and you don't re-sign Pete. Everybody's going to be sitting there like, okay, well, now what? Like, what are you going to do? And if you roll because we kind of rolled into last offseason or into this past season, like, where the hell is it starting pitching? Like it was, and then, okay, they were pulling rabbits out of hats like in April and May and half of June. Then Senga goes down and the entire season just hit, like they were the 4th worst team in baseball from June 13th or whatever it was. And you could basically point at the starting rotation for that. So, and then it's like, God, and that's where I don't know what Cohen or Stearns' thing is, because you're going to re-sign Pete, you're going to re-sign Diaz. Each of that, I mean, there's $60 million probably like there. And I guess Dylan Cease is that, like, if you don't want to give up assets, but he's not exactly like, he's not the top end of the, he's not the guy like, boy, if we had Dylan Cease on the mound, look out. Like,
right.
He's solid and he's strong, but he's not that guy.
Well, there's nothing to show for it success wise. Like he's got the stuff and everyone's talked about him and he's shown flashes of brilliance, but it's like he's never really put a full season together. I think like maybe this last year in San Diego is probably maybe one of his better years, but like his ERA has kind of been bloated. Yeah.
Just to let Jeremy Hefner fix him.
Hefner will fix him. Yeah. Nope. Bummer. I'd like to see the Mets, and this is the last thing I'll say. I'd like to see the Mets kind of take a Dodgers approach and just stack the deck and just get guys that you don't even think you need because you don't know what your needs are going to be. I think there's an element of, people talk about, draft and the draft in the NFL. Just go get the best available player and you figure it out later, right? If I'm the Mets, go get the best players. Go sign Alex Bregman. Go sign Kyle Tucker. You have the money. Go sign Pete Alonso. Re-sign Diaz. Because you never know. You never know what where your faults are going to lie. And I'll segue into the Yankees to this respect. A lot of people talk about the rotation being kind of set. Like you got Fried, Rodon, then you have Cole coming back. Schlittler's looked good. But to your point, how many innings has Schlittler thrown in a season? Cole's coming back from injury. Rodon and Fried have pitched like sort of max innings, and Rodon's also has an injury history, as does Fried. You just don't know where your needs are going to lie. And so I think if you're either team, you need to be approaching the offseason as, let's make sure we got the guys that we need to fill the holes that we know we have. In the Mets case, it's the starting pitching. But like, look what the Dodgers did with no bullpen. Go out and get 8 starting pitchers, 9 starting pitchers, and then that becomes your bullpen, right? Like, don't think like, oh, we're missing one bullpen piece here. We need one starting pitcher here. We need a first baseman there. Just go get guys. Stack your team full of studs, so no matter what happens, no matter who goes down, because injuries will happen, you have someone to replace them.
Make it
in the Yankees case, that's say again.
I said, make it your manager's problem. You figure out where to put him. I'll give you the best possible talent. Dave Roberts seems to be having no problem figuring out what to do.
No problem. No bullpen, no problem. I got Glass now. I got Sheehan. I got other guys, Yamamoto coming in from the pen who are going to just finish the game for you. I think Sasaki. I mean,
Sasaki to me, baby.
You don't know where your issues are going to lie. And for the Yankees, the number one priority has to be Bellinger. There's no question. And I talked about Kyle Tucker. Everyone wants to compare Tucker and Bellinger. I don't think it's close. I think Bellinger, for all of the reasons we've mentioned, he's already performed here. He's going to be a lot cheaper than Tucker. And he plays 4 positions. He plays 4 positions at an elite level. No amount of offense can replace that. It doesn't matter. Bellinger hit 29 home runs. Tucker hit, 30 plus, whatever. Bellinger plays all 3 outfield positions and first base. The easy answer is Tucker. Now, I'm sorry, Bellinger. If you went out and got Kyle Tucker, I wouldn't be mad at you. But then you'd have to think, what are you doing with Dominguez? Do you really believe in Spencer Jones? You've now extended a qualifying offer to Trent Grisham for 1 year, $22 million. That is a $17 million raise based off of 1 season. So are you going to, roll the dice with him for 1 more year and hope that he can, recapture that magic? And then if he does, are you going to sign him long term? I don't know about Grisham. I just don't know about that move.
But you're going either or, why not both?
Well, that's what I was. Yeah, I mean, I made that argument for the Mets. Why not both? But I think in the Yankees case, the fan base wants to see the talent. We want to see Dominguez get another shot. I think this year they gave him some opportunities early on. He didn't capitalize. Spencer Jones has been in the minor leagues. He's on the cusp of becoming a major league ball player. People want to see him, though he's another left-handed power bat, swing and miss. And if we're trying to find contact hitters, that is not Spencer Jones. So, if it's going to be Grish and it's going to be Bellinger, and if we really want Kyle Tucker, if we're in that camp, then we're effectively saying goodbye to Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez. There's just no room for everyone on the roster. Now, Spencer Jones is a nice trade piece because he's a stud and he's on the cusp of being a major league ball player. Maybe you go out and use him to trade for a Tarek Skubal, or people talk about Paul Skeens. That's not going to happen. But another big front end starter who can bolster that rotation. It's just you get into this mode where your outfield is too crowded. I think people anticipate Judge sort of moving to the DH, if not first base, sort of later in his career. I mean, he's going to be 33 now. He's going to be 34. So I don't like first base for Judge, but the point is your outfield right now as it stands is very crowded and you just can't have them all there. And there's a lot of other needs, but if I'm the Yankees, I'm just go out and get another starter, go out and get more bullpen pieces, bring back Devin Williams. Cause he showed enough down the stretch that he can do it. You already have Fried and Rodon, but go get another starting pitcher, take a page out of the Dodgers book and just stack the deck. Cause you never know what the situation's Aaron Judge could go down. What if Aaron Judge goes down? You know what I mean? You will have wished that we had signed Kyle Tucker. And so I don't want Kyle Tucker, but if we signed him 10 years, 400 mil, fine, let's do it, because you just never, ever know.
Outside of Judge, how many of these new astronomical contracts have the Yankees haven't signed? I guess you could say Fried, but those Fernando Tatis, Vlad Jr., Lindor, you guys don't have any outside of Judge, right? You've never gone and gotten that big splash.
No.
So outside of Bellinger, and to me, I always prefer free agents because you're not giving up assets. You can 100%. Add somebody unless the qualifying offer, whatever. Outside of Bellinger, what is the most important free agent acquisition the Yankees can make this offseason? You have a blank check. You're Phil, the GM of the Yankees. Who are you signing?
I'm re-signing Devin Williams for sure. And this is kind of we've he's already kind of with the team. He's a free agent, but I think we need to go back and get him. I don't look at the needs of the Yankees being these big contract type of guys. Like I talk about Ernie Clement. Get me another Ernie Clement. Get me a guy that's just like a good role player. You know, it sounds crazy, but like I don't think we're that far away.
I totally agree with you on all of that, but you can't drop Ernie Clement as your number one free agent.
No.
Go get me an Ernie Clement. Like, no, like, okay, sure. That's probably number 6. I mean, sure. Could it be in the priority list? Like, I remember with the Mets, I wanted them to go get Alex Gordon. But who, like, what is is it Dylan Cease? Is it Kyle Tucker? Like, is it Edwin Diaz? Like, who are you going to get? Like, if you could sign that big free agent, who is it?
Bo Bichette. Yeah, 28 years old.
Short.
I mean, my gut says short. I don't think the Yankees are going to move Volpe off of that position. But if we're going to be married to Jazz, and I don't love that, but it looks like we're going to be, I think we have to think about plan B for Volpe, because if he struggles out of the gate, we're going to need a shortstop. And I don't like, George Lombard Jr. is still a couple of years away. I think he just got to Double-A last year. He sort of struggled out of the gate there. I think he turned it around a little bit. A little different with pitching though, right? I mean, like the pitchers are always ahead of offense. So like Bo Bichette just feels like the big game guy. And we know he can play big game Bo. He can play second or short. I know he's got the injury, but you know, give him an off season, and you know, the Yankees do a good job sort of managing those injured players, I think, and giving people time off. I think he would fit well here. Alex Bregman is another name that jumps off the list, but I have a thing about former cheating Astros in New York. Like I don't think he would want to come to New York. Not that would be his really entirely up to him. He's a free agent. I think people speculate he's going to go back to Boston. I think we need someone to replace Volpe, because if Volpe doesn't do it, you know, ideally I would get like another shortstop, move Volpe to second, and trade Jazz, because Jazz has now had 2 postseasons where he's been a complete zero. To add insult to injury, he just talks a lot of trash and doesn't back it up. Like that, we can't have that. We need serious players on this team, and Jazz makes us look unserious. He's got all the talent in the world. 30-30. We talked about it. I get it. He's swing and miss. He loses focus. I want guys that put the bat on the ball. I think Volpe would play a great second base and maybe become a better offensive player if he weren't the shortstop. So that's what I would do. Who knows? But like those 2 names, I think would be the guys that I would probably go get. Obviously, Pete Alonso's up there. Like if we got him, I wouldn't hate that. But like, then where is Ben Rice going to play? He's got to be your DH. He's not good enough at catcher. We can't really lose Austin Wells. I think the big piece to this puzzle is Giancarlo. Like he's just a clog in that DH hole, but we're paying him less and less every year. And he had a down year this year, at least in the postseason. He didn't perform as well as I think anyone had expected. But once Giancarlo's gone, I think the world opens up to, you know, mix and mash whoever. But like, because we have him clogging that DH hole, it really holds Ben Rice sort of as like your platoon first baseman. I think he should be our everyday first baseman. I believe in his ability to learn first base. And then your middle infield and third base. Like we got McMahon last year. He showed a lot of slickness with the glove, but I'd like to see us make a move at shortstop, because also Volpe's starting the year on the injured list and in the minors. Like, so who's our shortstop? Like, who's going to be our shortstop? We don't know. We have no shortstop. Is it going to be? Is it Bo Bichette? Yeah. Is it? Who do we get from the Rays? Not Cabrera, but that guy.
We talked about him.
We talk about him all the time. Yeah. Let me just Google him.
C. Begins with a C. The last name, right?
Yes. He was.
It's not Cabrera. It's
no. I should have had this ready to go.
Yeah.
Here we go. It is Juju. Oh, come on.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Juju Smith-Schuster. Oh, fuck. His name is going to just escape me. I have his picture up here right now.
You got his picture, but not his name?
Because like it's on a site that's
desktop?
frozen. Yeah, indeed.
I've now lost all daylight in my room.
Same. Yeah, we're losing daylight. Fuck his name. What's his name?
Fuck his name.
Fuck his name.
It begins with, shit, I'll look him up.
I don't know why I'm struggling so hard here.
Neither do I.
Yankees. Caballero.
Jose
Caballero.
Jeez.
Yeah, we have Caballero at shortstop. Like maybe he becomes your everyday shortstop. I don't think we love that idea either. He still hits like 220 lifetime. Like give me Bo. Give me the injury prone Bo Bichette and just plug that hole for good. Just like give me the guy that I know is going to do it, and then
He's
Volpe either figures it out,
though, isn't he?
Say again.
Isn't Bo an awful fielder?
I think since his injury, I maybe he might have been below average. I don't know his defensive metrics, to be honest with you. I don't think he is terrible.
I think there's a reason they moved him to second. Yeah, because the injury played a little bit, but I don't think he's a good defender. Or at least that's... I don't watch many Blue Jays games for reasons we already discussed.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've heard, in broadcasts that Bo is not the greatest defender. So to me, oh man, defense, like, okay, so the Blue Jays got around that, but
yeah, maybe you move him to second then. I don't know. Jazz also plays shortstop. If you're going to keep him, maybe move him to short and see if he does a better job. I don't know. We need someone. We need someone at short. Bregman feels like he'd play a great third. He'd bring the bat. I don't know.
I just don't see Bregman in
going to the Yankees
uniform. I don't see him in a Yankee uniform.
No, I don't really want him.
I think you don't win the offseason, but if you re-sign Bellinger and bring back or bring in Bo, I think that's a nice lineup.
It's a nice haul. It's a really nice haul.
Even if you keep Jazz, like to me, Bo can kind of offset some of that streakiness of Jazz. And it just that lengthens your lineup without really taking anything away because you're not giving anything up.
Yeah.
And sure, you can move Volpe to second or whatever, but that's a deep lineup.
It's a deep lineup, and look, the Yankees just won the Silver Slugger Team Award for best AL offensive team. Like we know we can do it in the regular season. Way to go. What does it mean? It means absolutely nothing. I'm kind of high on the pitching. I want more pitchers. I want Michael King. Bring Michael King back to the Yankees.
I like that.
Get our rotation going. Ranger Suarez is a free agent. Like maybe he becomes someone who fits there. Framber Valdez, another starting pitcher, I think is rumored to maybe be going to Toronto. And again, speculation. Who knows? Josh Naylor, another potential first baseman, could be a good fit for either team. You just never know. I just don't want us to approach it as like, well, we know we need bullpen, we know we need this hitter, so let's just go get those guys and call it a day. No, just go out and get the best players available that within reason, that fit within your scheme and whatever budget that you're trying to adhere to. Because I think if you're just trying to get the perfect piece for the puzzle, then you just end up kind of missing the big picture. Who knows?
I do. I know.
You do.
I know.
What would you do? I mean, you'd get Bo then? I mean, if you're the Yankees, where would you go?
1,000% you have to re-sign Bellinger. I just don't see him going anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Imanaga opted out of his contract with the Cubs. Yeah, does that entice you at all?
Me? From the Mets perspective or Yankees?
Yeah. Either. I mean, I would take Imanaga. Another left-handed starter pitcher. Absolutely.
Sure, I guess. Yeah, I'm not like... I think he's a better fit for the Yankees than he would be for the Mets because the Mets The Mets need a front end guy, and that's the problem. Like there are none. Like Crochet, like to me, I was all in on getting Crochet last offseason. That was I don't care who you give up.
Crochet is so good.
That was the guy that was like sitting there that don't become available all that often. And you could just see this guy's going to be nasty. That was your chance. And whatever it was, Beatty or Sproat or, whatever it is. I mean, guess what? They probably still would have had Nolan McLean. I doubt he was part of that deal. Those kinds of starting pitchers don't become available all that often on the trade market. And I would say and this is with just my knowledge and not historically, without any accuracy. When the Mets traded for Johan Santana, when you make trades for those kinds of pitchers, very rarely do those assets that were given up become an elite starting pitcher.
Right.
Like the Mets gave up
not often.
Kevin Mulvey. It was just a bunch of. They're flipping the calendar back. Here's a bunch of junk for Johan Santana. Thanks so much. That'll and the Crochet deal,
nice.
Please. It always works to because if you're getting a guy, especially when they're like that, I mean, Santana was older. Crochet, what is he, 26?
Yeah,
in that range. When you're getting a pitcher like that, I mean, give everything. Just give it up because the guys you're trading are probably 2 or 3 years younger, and they still haven't even made it to the show. So get rid of them. What are you holding them on to them for?
It's an excellent point, and something the Yankees are very guilty of is just hoarding prospects. So I think fans are just clamoring to let loose and bring use these prospects who, to your point, probably won't amount to much, and bring home that big frontline starter. Again, though, Crochet was maybe the last great one available, and I think we both missed the boat on that. I think maybe the Mets were closer. Sasaki.
I mean, granted, he didn't have the season you were expecting, but
no.
And he is what, 24?
Sasaki is young. Yeah, young guy. I don't know exactly how old he is.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Dave Roberts didn't make his arm fall off, so he should be fine for next season.
He should be fine. But again, he became a closer out of necessity. He had never closed, I think, in his life. And it's just I got this. Hold my beer. I think one move that I would like to see the Yankees make, and that they probably won't, is re-signing Gleyber Torres. And the Yankees fans, if you're listening to this right now, you're probably thinking, what an idiot this guy is. But we have not had we haven't had a leadoff hitter since we let him go. We didn't have a great leadoff hitter all season. Jazz doesn't fit that mold. He strikes out a lot. Nora.
I just
naked babies running around.
Oh yeah, I just want to see her go into one of those books and pull out just a fat wad of cash and just just throw it up in the air.
Oh man,
Gleyber
Torres, he had an all-star year with the Tigers. He was hitting 2 in a lineup that had a bunch of pop in it. He's just a guy that knows how to handle the bat. For a team that is now too left-handed heavy, we need right-handed hitters. And Gleyber was that guy. I've said it before. He carried us through the postseason. He was on base ahead of Soto, ahead of Judge in 24. And we just let him go to the Tigers. We couldn't pay him 1 year, $15 million. It seems like a no-brainer, again, probably a move that won't happen, but it's we had these guys in-house. We had them in-house, and we let them go, and now they're succeeding elsewhere. That's the shit that really burns my ass. So bring back Gleyber Torres. Let Jazz do whatever. Put Jazz in center field. I mean, honestly, let him run. He's a center fielder. He played center. He can play okay. If we don't re-sign Trent, if Trent says no to the qualifying offer, and we're not happy with Jason Dominguez playing center, I might audition Jazz in center. I might put him out there as the utility, super utility type.
No, that's not an experiment you want to go into the season with.
But is it an experiment if he's done it before and played well? It's not like he's never done it before. He played center in Miami. That's an expansive outfield, I think, right? He can cover some ground. He's got good glove. He's got a good glove.
He got the good glove.
He got a good glove. I don't know. I don't want to start.
You're gonna try to sell me on Jazz Chisholm as your opening day center fielder.
I don't know that he needs to be the full-time center fielder, but we know that he's played the position before.
Ask the Mets about how
we did it with Bellinger, and Bellinger did it okay. I think Bellinger's been doing it his entire career. So he's a little more used to that, but and center field is a more essential position, let's say, than second base. I mean, you need to cover a lot of ground. It's more a premier position. I don't know. We just need to find guys that can plug a lot of different holes, and we just need more contact hitters. And Glaber sort of fits that mold, man. Glaber fits that mold. Not going to happen, but we miss you, Glaber. I miss you, and even if the rest of the fan base doesn't. So. That's it.
Harrison Bader back.
Harrison Bader. I mean, he's another one. We could get him for nothing. I'd bring him back to New York. Yeah. You would take him, right? I mean, he's a solid player. Yeah. Solid center fielder.
And he's like a Mets fan growing up too.
Indeed.
And we were like, no, we're good. We're gonna let it ride with Jose Siri. Or no, sorry, we're not gonna let it ride. We're gonna give up things to collect to go get Jose Siri. Just so he can go, over 12 or whatever the heck he did.
Yeah, so much to do. And, the dominoes will start falling here over the next few weeks. So we'll see where things land. Off-season is officially
right?
underway.
Isn't that we're Thanksgiving usually when first dominoes start falling?
Yeah.
Am I drunk?
Are you? I don't know.
No, I wish.
How many stones have you had? I'm only on my one RAR. Is it RAR or RAR? I don't know. This brought to you by RAR.
Nantucket Nectar. RAR?
Nantucket Nectar. See, I've always said RAR. RAR. I don't know.
Is that an N or an R? That's a backwards R.
It's R. Yeah, 2 R's. RAR. But I don't know how people say it.
Why is it backwards?
I don't know. They're weird.
Toys R Us logo.
That's right. It's bringing back Toys R Us. Well, all right. Well, I've taken up enough of your time, Chad. Thanks as always for listening to everybody. If follow us on Instagram at YankYourMetsPod, TikTok at YankYourMetsPod, subscribe to us on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm not sure when we'll do this again, but we'll find time to find our way onto your feed at some point between now and the opening of the 2026 season. And until then, Chad, always a pleasure.
Phil, and a special shout out to Keith Hernandez.
Thank you, Keith Hernandez, for making a special guest appearance. Our first guest on the show, Keith. I probably didn't realize what he was going to be signing up for when he recorded that.
Can you use that on the podcast?
Of course I can. It's mine.
I don't know how the Cameo things work.
Neither do I. I'm going to put it on there anyway.
Neither do I. Yeah, whatever.
I feel like if it's paid for, it's yours. So listen, that's what it is.
No, but seriously, well played.
Well, thank you.
That was awesome. And Keith is probably like, what the fuck? Keith, have I told you about the only interaction I've ever had with Keith Hernandez?
No, tell me. This is bonus material, folks.
Oh, this is bonus material. Damn it. It's at the office, I think. I think it's at the office, but I had a Keith Hernandez starting lineup. I went to this place in Huntington, Long Island, called Book Review, and Keith Hernandez was gonna he's doing a book sign, or he's there to, I think he had a book, whatever the hell he was doing there. He was there to sign autographs. And I go there with my friend Jim Bowman and his dad, and we're waiting, and then so it's like an hour late, and Keith comes in, he's like, sorry folks, and he comes in, and he's all flustered, and he's signing autographs or whatever, and then finally I get up there and I hand him my little starting lineup guy, and he's like, where the hell am I supposed to sign this? And he just turns it over and he signs his ass. I was like, hell yeah. I have this, I don't know where the hell, I think it's at the Apple. I don't know. I thought it was here, but it's at the office, I think.
Should be framed. Should be in an enclosed
it's in the
glass
it's at my office. It's on my desk at the office.
All right.
So
That's awesome.
I'll bust that out. Because he's just like, where the hell am I supposed to sign this? Yeah. It's like, what am I doing with this? Oh, because everybody's bringing books and baseball cards, all the normal things, and just
things.
and that was the I don't know.
Keeping it real, Keith. Keeping it real.
How am I supposed to? I'm trying to think of how old I was at the time. If it was with Jam, it was probably I was in like 7th or 8th grade, or somewhere in there, 9th grade. I don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Good story. Great way to close the show. Thank you to Keith Hernandez for making a guest appearance. Chad, always Keith. A pleasure to talk to you. We will see you again. Not sure when, but sometime soon.
At some point.